Ashley, and I'm bringing you a video today, and I don't even really know what it's about, but I'm bringing it nonetheless. And I'm back in my space, which I'm so excited about. Actually, never technically left. It's just the last few videos that I've made have been a bit more off the cuff, and they've been in my workshop space. And so I'm really excited to be back in like home base. And yeah, I'm just excited to be back in my like home little nook. I'm also excited to be here because there's not going to be like me going like this, looking to see who is going to come in the doors. So I have to like take an awkward pause and do all the things. So you get my full attention today. You didn't need to know any of that, so I digress. My name is Ashley. I am a serial entrepreneur, and today I'm talking about what the fuck am I doing? Because I don't really know. I like started thinking about making this video about 10 minutes ago. I was like, I really think I just need to like show up on a video and be a bit, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Be a bit transparent, but I feel like everyone uses those words all the time. Like, oh, I need to be authentic, and I'm pretty much always authentic. Like if I'm not being authentic, that means that I'm usually in front of somebody that I don't like, and I'm like grinning and bearing it. So I'm always pretty much authentic in that sense. So there's really like no falsehoods here. There's no faking it till you make it. I'm always transparent, maybe more so than one should be. But I wanted to talk to you guys specifically about, what the fuck am I doing? Because I really wholeheartedly at the end of the day probably ask myself this question multiple times a day. Maybe if I'm having a good day where I'm like moving and grooving, I don't ask it, but it does come up multiple times a week, a month, all of the things. And I feel like this morning I woke up early and I was like trying to get ready and do all the things, and I'm just like, having one of those like weird moments when you're staring out an airplane window and you're like questioning everything and you're like, how do I exist on this planet type of thing. I was having one of those moments. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm getting ready to head into one of the busiest seasons as a candle maker. You guys can probably relate to this as anyone who is running a product-based business. Q4 is obviously like our time to shine. It makes everyone's year and breaks everyone's year, unfortunately. And yeah, so I'm like heading into that, and I've been like feeling this anxiety kind of like layer coating my entire summer. Just really overwhelmed. I'm really stuck in some things, and I just find myself asking that question a lot. And it goes in like a lot of different directions. So I wanted to talk to you guys about it. But let me get my sip of piping hot coffee. We all know I need an extra pep in my step. So here's the deal. A lot's been going on. Upside, my candle business has been growing. There's really nothing to complain about. So I hope that this doesn't have a negative tone or a negative vibe to it. It's just simply me trying to be a human functioning on this earth, running a business as a solopreneur, and just really trying to make something happen for myself, for my family, for my existence, my legacy, whatever you may call it. And I'm honestly just always having this existential crisis, whether it's on a day-to-day basis or what am I doing 5 years from now? Like, where can this go? And while the possibilities are endless and open and the world is absolutely my oyster, it's so incredibly debilitating at the same time because it's just so overwhelming. Anytime that I look anywhere, do anything, open anything, there's just a sea of competition and other people around, and I'm constantly having to have this conversation with myself of, duh, Ashley, you are not the only candle maker in the world. The world does not revolve around you. And while I know that, there's this constant checks and balances of like, okay, how do you go and be great? How do you go outshine other people? How do you outshine other people while still uplifting other people? How do you go break your own barriers? How do you break into different markets? How do you, like, there's just always these like constant moving the needle forward, but then also how do you just like marinate in the goodness of what is happening now? How do you enjoy that? And there's just this constant push-pull that I'm dealing with. And I think in what should be a slower season right now, which is summer, those kind of moments come up a bit more often. And I just feel like I'm kind of like in this own merry-go-round, hamster wheel, whatever kind of visual I can attach that to for you. I'm just dealing with that and like marinating in my own stew of self-doubt, trying to not think I'm like my own hot shit, and also like humble pie, self-awareness, but keep being motivated and go get 'em, girl. Hence the title of this video, like, what am I actually doing? And so that's like really been where I've been living lately, and I just wanted to do an update with you guys. And also because with this channel, I don't really know where to go with it. I'm going to be very transparent on that. I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to, selfishly, I wanted to just try the channel of YouTube. I wanted to try that medium. I've been a marketer for a long time, and so I was like, well, I feel like I've understood Instagram. I feel like I get Facebook, whatever that is anymore. Now we have Threads. That's really exciting, although I feel like the paralysis in writing a caption there is just done. All these different like media outlets, but I never really captured YouTube. And so I was like, well, I have something to talk about and something to document, like start to experience. And so I'm going to share about it. And I kind of came into this game and like all these other people were obviously talking about it, and as they should. Candle making is like a very DIY. It's a very like start from the ground up at home, get your hands on it. It's a very YouTube friendly topic. But I wanted to obviously add other talking points into it that I was more knowledgeable about, so I didn't come in here and be like, hey, I know all these things about this thing, and so you should then consider me an expert and you should make your candles this way. I've actually steered very clear of that because I feel like candle making is very experiential, and it's almost kind of like a yoga practice. As a yoga teacher, I was very aware of like, yeah, we can do all of these things, but hey, your body might be feeling funky right now, so like you need to listen to that more than me. And here we are. I digress. My point is that I wanted to use this channel as a way to like communicate with you guys on things that you could add in layers with your candle business or your making business, or fill in the blanks. I found that I've kind of been mailing it in lately, and I've just been doing off-the-cuff videos, even on my iPhone, like just kind of sharing. And I like doing those. I like shooting from the hip. I like being in the immersive experience of candle making, running the business, and being like, oh, this needs to be a video. So I'm not saying that I'm like publishing anything that's just like fluff and bullshit, but I am finding that I'm just kind of like bing, 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 playing this like ping pong game of, oh, I'm over here now, and then there's another fragrance review, and then there's like this, and then dinky dinky doo, here's this video, and here's a business update. I don't know, maybe you guys like that shit, maybe you don't, I don't really know. I also don't want to be like so tailored and focused and niched in that it's like, all right, here's another video about something that we've already talked about, but we're just going to add like 3 more points to it. Hence the topic of this video, what am I doing? I don't know. I'll just give you the spoiler alert. I'm not answering this question to you guys today. I'm just posing the question, and I'm just sharing with you guys that in case this relates to you at all, where you're just kind of on this earth spinning with me, unless you think it's flat, then I don't know, maybe we need to part ways right here. But if you're on this earth spinning with me and you're having similar thoughts and feelings, similar contradictions, similar push-pulls, of like, where do I go? What do I do? How did I get here? I'm super grateful. I kind of want a little bit more. Man, I wish I had more time for a nap. So on and so forth. Then I feel like you're in the right place. I also wanted to share this video because if you're watching and let's say you're not a candle maker, I'd really love to know what parts of my videos you're seeing value from and what industry you're in. Are you making soaps? Are you making quilts? Are you not making anything and you just want me to get back on track with the business tips and tricks? I mean, guys, what is it? I just need to know. So that's really it today. I wish that there was something more that I could like give you a big juicy bite of, but I just needed to do this pulse check with you guys. I felt like I needed to like have that one-on-one conversation with you. I know that it's very one-sided right now, but that's why we have these beautiful things called comments below, and I like to just have the brain dump, that you have and just put it in those comments for me so that we can continue this conversation. If you're here for specific reasons, I'd like to know those too. If you resonate with anything that I mentioned today of the what the am I doing? Tell me. I think it's important that we not live in those spaces so much and glorify them, but I think it is nice to just humanize them and have those conversations and talk about them and maybe just be like, oh, okay. It's really nice that, Ashley had that conversation too with herself today. So I'm feeling a little less bogged down by that, and maybe we can just move on and maybe check one more thing off of our to-do list. Please let me know what you think about this video, what feedback you've got for me, what videos you want to see going forward. If at all you ask yourself, what the am I doing on a daily basis just like I do, please just let me know that as well. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I really do have some good content coming for you guys soon, but I'd love your ideas on what you'd like to see more of. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, of course I'd love it if you did that. And let's do this together, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.